Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Scary here. It's a Saturday. I don't know what the day is. I think it's the 28th. Yeah, I think it's the 28th. Anyway, this is a special request. A friend of mine, I was down at the track today at the race book making some bets because there's a couple big prep races today. For people that know horse racing, I'm not going to go into it. That's not what the show's about. But I had a friend of mine down there telling me, look, Gary, I like your programs. I really dig them. The last one you had we'll call Talk to the Hand. That's more you. That's definitely you. Can you just show people you more? I said to him, I said, Jim, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to get it out there because I'm afraid I'll get banned from YouTube. He goes, no, just lay it out there, man. Lay it out there. I'm like, okay. So today's content's going to be cleavage. There's a lot to be said on this subject, so I'm going to try to condense it down to less than 15 minutes. I really am going to try the best I can. So women, if there's any women watching today, and I think there is, you have to admit, all men are pigs. We are. We're filthy pigs. And you carry the weapons. Women, you carry the weapons to fucking tease us and drive us up a fucking wall. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And some people say, well, Gary, not all guys are pigs. Well, yeah, they are. Well, what about Father O'Malley down there at All Saints Church downtown? What about him? He's a priest. He's got to be all holy and shit. You mean to tell me he doesn't look at women when they wear, when they wear their shirts low cut and the big old yabos are sticking out? The big old fucking guns, the big yabos, I like to call them when they're big like that. Well, no, he doesn't look. He's a holy man. He wouldn't do that. No, he would. He would. I guarantee you, any woman parishioner, young or old, that's in the front row of any church, of any mass on any Sunday, any given Sunday, and she's in there to tease and fuck with the priest, because they do it. They put on these form-fitting dresses, their Sunday best. They don't go in there with their husband. Generally, they'll go in there with their little kids. Mostly it's the single mothers that do it. Because no man alive would tolerate that, not unless he's spineless. And we're going to go into that in a second. And she's in there. She's got a low cut top on her dress, sit way down. And these big yabos are pushing out the front. It's covering everything but the nipple. You mean to tell me the priest that's up there talking to his parishioners, he can't see these things sticking out? You know he does. And he's praying to God, Lord, please, Lord. Lord, give me strength so I don't look in her direction. Lord, please. He's thinking that, Lord, please. For I'm a sinner, Father. I'm a sinner. I can't help it. They're just sticking right out. God, Lord, please, Jesus, my Father in heaven, please don't let her come to communion. I can't tolerate giving her the host of hosts while she's got these big yabos sticking out. Because those priests think it. They think it. Oh, holy. They're guys. They're pigs unless they're gay. Done a whole subject on that. But anyway, yeah. The yabos in church. With everything exposed except for the nipple. And what's even worse, the double threat, is if it's a hard nipple. And then you're fucked. The priest is fucked. Even the parishioners are fucked. The guys that are in there with their wives, and the wives are dressed with a skirt or a turtleneck on, and they got it all locked down, and they're nothing to look at to begin with, right? And the guy's in there with his wife for fucking church, and he has to see someone. When they do this, shake hands for the Catholic Church, they say, peace be with you, and then you got to shake everyone's hands. You got some chick next to you, and the wife is just staring laser focused at the husband's face. What's he looking at? Don't you dare look at those boobs. Don't you dare, or I'm going to, you'll get it when I get home. They do it. So, I covered a lot there. I had to get it all out there. The priests are pigs too. I'm sorry, but they are. And they wear that big old robe. They get away with it. They got that big robe they have on. And I'm not being sacrilegious here because I'm a God-fearing Christian man. I'm being a realist here. It's my program. God understands. They got the robe on so they can get an erection. You can't see it under the robe. See how that works? You know these priests don't get any. They're human, God almighty. They're human. They see some big old yabo sticking out of a dress. God bless America. You know, I've in all my life, every single woman, and I dated a lot. I wasn't a whore. I was always a one-woman man. I didn't have two or three like a lot of my guy friends. I had some guy friends say, Gary, you should have two or three, man. You know, live it up. Have one coming in the front and one going out the back. I didn't do that. I was always a one-woman man. Find me 10, but that's how I was. I can count on 2 fingers how many went out exposing their boobs. And I didn't like it. But I knew with the first date, they both happened. One just happened just recently. And one happened back when I was in my 30s. And I'll never forget them because I was like the whole night, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I know guys are looking. And I'm not going to say anything to the guys, you know. They're going to look. They're pigs. I got you, man. I understand. But most guys that'll go out, you'll be in a club, or you'll be at a fair, a church festival, or you'll be in a grocery store, or you'll be out with the wife, or the guy will be out with the wife, or the girlfriend, or the fiance. And if she's showing off her puppies, if she's got the big old yabo sticking out of her top, and the guy's with her, well, he has no ball sack. He has no spine. And surely she doesn't respect him. Because that's where you draw the line on respect. So that's how that cookie crumbles. Guys, you could probably appreciate that. If you're one of those guys, grow a ball sack. Grow a spine. I won't tolerate it. 2 years ago, I went out on a date. Right after after someone broke up with me, I had a date. I rebounded real fast. I went with this really nice looking gal on my street. I always wanted to ask her out. I asked her out. Went out for lunch. I went to pick her up. She had on these really nice tight shorts. She had a great ass on her, you know. And she had on this top with buttons, and it was buttoned like halfway down, and her tits were sticking out. Big old guns, big old yabos were pushing out the top. And I said to her, her name's Denise. I said, hey, Denise, do you like me? And she said, well, yeah, what kind of question is that? Of course I like you, Gary. I wouldn't be going out with you on a date if I didn't like you. I said, well, do you respect me? Well, yeah, I don't know you very well, but sure, I respect you, Gary. You seem like a nice guy. I said, okay, well, can you do me a favor then? I think you look great. I think you look great. You look really, really nice today. But can you please button those buttons a little higher up so you're not showing off so much of that flesh? That's what I said to her. Well, she looked like she'd about ready to kill me. What? What? I dress like this all the time when I go out. If you don't like it, then don't go out with me. I said, then fine. Fine, I'm not going to go out with you. Because you know what happens when that happens? And I didn't say this to her. I just said, okay, I understand. I made a mistake. I should have never asked you out. Have a nice day. And I left. Here's the thing that women don't think about when they dress like that with their man or a boyfriend or a date. Is that guy runs the risk of getting his ass whipped. Because if he's got any type of self-esteem issues to begin with, where he's really sensitive, he's got no self-esteem and he feels bad about himself all the time and he wishes he was better, maybe like the next guy, maybe he was built better or whatever, and they're out on a date and she's dressed with these tits sticking out, or the nipples are hard as a rock and they're sticking out too, and guys are looking at it, because they're gonna look, right? The guy she's with, he might say something to that other guy. Hey man, what are you looking at? Hey man, that's gonna get his ass kicked. Women, if you're watching this program now, you might learn something. Don't put the puppies out there. Not unless you want guys to look. But why would you do it when you're on a date? Unless you don't respect the date. See? It's all about respect. And I won't date anyone who doesn't respect my person. If you don't know me well enough to respect me as a person, you'll respect me, my person, as, hey, we're on a date. I'm not going to dress like a whore in public. It's a saying. There's a saying that we have, that men have, and I'm sure women have heard it. We want a lady in public and a whore in bed. All day long. You know, there's nothing worse than being in bed with a woman. She just lays there, looking at the ceiling. You know? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? I've had a couple of those, man. It's like fucking a dish rag. So the only time you can pull the puppies out, pull the yabos out, if you're on a girls' night out or a girls' weekend, and you're out with your girlfriends, and you got from the neck up, you kind of got an ugly face. It's only like a face only a mother can love. And you got an ass that looks like about 150 pounds of chewed bubble gum. You know, cottage cheese. And you got some big hips on you. And you got kind of a roll above the roll in their gut. You got kind of a gut. It's kind of sloppy. It's kind of hard to hide it. That's the only time you're allowed to pull out the puppies in public with your girlfriends. Because you got nothing else going for you in your wheelhouse. So you got to put the yabos out there, see? And a lot of these women that got these big sloppy yabos, they put on bras that are like 1 or 2 sizes too small that really pushes them together, you know, I guess it pushes them together. And there's no help for the nipple department if you got big old orangutan nipples on you, you know. You guys know what I'm talking about. The big old, you know, they look like a pancake. They don't get hard, you know. But for me, I don't know. I'm not big on the big boobs. I've never been big on the big boobs, and a lot of guys will have every guy's different, but I don't like it. I don't like the big ones. I like an A cup or a B cup. It's perfect. You know. And then the fake boobs, women with fake boobs. I've done a straw poll with a lot of guys, and guys don't like them. I don't like them. I went out with a couple ladies in the past that have fake boobs. It's like grabbing hold of a fucking softball, ladies. They're hard as a rock. You know, when you lay down, you got natural boobs. When a woman lays down, they're supposed to sag to the side if they're big. That's a beautiful thing. A woman's frame is beautiful, man. Why fucking enhance it with fake boobs? And I don't know how much those things cost. It probably costs a lot. But I can see it. You know, women going out with the ladies. Hey, girls' night out. It's girls' night out. We're going to go clubbing. We're going to go clubbing. And you're in your 30s. So the women that are in their 50s and 60s, they don't go clubbing. Not unless they're dragging the bottom of the barrel. Because they got to get laid. No one's hit it in a while. They got to get some. Those are the only kind. It's the only time you see a 65, 70-year-old woman in a club. And that's an easy pickings, guys. I'm telling you right now, if you're younger and you like older granny kind of women, that's the one to hit on because I guarantee you're going to get laid. Because they haven't had any in a while. But the girls go out on a girls' night out. And I heard this from a girl when I was in my 20s. We keep a cooler in the trunk filled with ice cubes. And she said, when I do a girls' night out, there's usually 5 of us. That's what she was telling me this. This is a gal that I went out with. And she said, when we pull into the parking lot of the club, we open up the trunk and bring the cooler of ice cubes in the front seat. And we all take ice cubes out, pull our bras down if we're wearing them, and put the ice cubes on our nipples. Get them nice and hard. Talk about torture. Torture for the guys inside. Then this was no shit. Then they put the ice cubes back in the cooler and walk in the club. Oh, and we're here. And they walk into a club, the door's open, and guys sitting at the bar see these women walk in with their searchlights on. You know, nipple so hard you can poke an eye out. Those are important for women that don't have boobs, that don't have the big old yabos. Because men that go after the women with the big old cleavage yabos hanging off of them, they don't care about the nipple. All they care about is looking at these big old fucking mouth-watering scoops of flesh. You women are cruel, you know that? You know exactly how to fuck with the guys. You know we're pigs. You know we're all tomorrow going, you know we are. We're pigs. All of us. From puberty up until you're 95 years old. And you torture us. Especially if it's a triple threat. Beautiful face, beautiful boobs, great ass. Triple threat. we're fucked. And you better be alone, because if you're with a guy, I can't look. I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't. I don't check out a chick that looks great like that if she's with a guy, because I don't want to get my ass beat. That's why I'm not a fighter. But you guys out there listening to this right now, you get it. And women that are out here listening to this thing right now, don't dress like that in public. Dress down a little bit. Give us a break, you know? We're all pigs. Anyway, that's all I got. I got to get. I got to cook. I don't feel like cooking today. I'm going to have, for dinner, I'm going to have a bag of microwave popcorn and a couple of these Poland Springs lemon limes. I'm not advertising the product. I'm just saying what I like to drink. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Oh, and I'm going to do an episode on alcohol probably tomorrow. You all have a fantastic Saturday. What's left of it? 65 degrees here in Cincinnati today. I bet the women are out there with their yabos and their titties hanging out. Oh, I bet they are. Time to walk the puppies. Take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for hanging out with me for another 14 minutes, 15, 16, whatever it is. I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Catch you later. Peace out.